Hello, Corbin and Lorraine. Today, Papa is not going to teach you anything. I am simply sharing another step in a journey that has fascinated me for most of my life, a search for the answer to a very old question. Who am I? In our last conversation, we explored the possibility that perhaps we are not merely our thoughts. Thoughts come and go, memories come and go, feelings come and go, yet something seems to notice them. Today, we shall look at something even more subtle. Not the thinking mind, but the intellect. Before we begin, let me share another insight inspired by the Taittiriya Upanishad. The sages observe that beyond the restless mind lies a quieter faculty, the intellect, the part that reasons, judges, chooses, compares, plans, and decides. If the mind is like waves on the ocean, the intellect is like the navigator trying to decide where the boat should go. It is a remarkable gift. Without it, we could not learn mathematics, we could not build bridges, we could not discover science, we could not solve problems. The intellect is one of the humanity's greatest gifts and strengths. Yet, the sages ask a very interesting question. Can the intelligent also become another mistaken identity? Many years ago, I noticed something about myself. When I was young, I was convinced I knew many things. As I grew older, I discovered that many of those certainties were incomplete. Some ideas I defended strongly, I later abandoned. Some opinions I dismissed, I later accepted. Even my understanding of spirituality changed again and again. The intellect kept revising its conclusions. If my conclusions changed, then who was I? Was I each conclusion? Or was I the one who was aware of it that the conclusions had changed? Then I noticed something even more subtle. The intellect likes to say, I understand, I have figured it out, I know. Those words sound harmless, but hidden inside them is another assumption. There is a someone claiming ownership of knowledge. The Upanishads invite us to look carefully at that claimant. Who is the one saying, I know? Is it the real self? Or is it another appearance within the experience? I imagine looking into a mirror. The mirror reflects many faces: a smiling face, a serious face, a young face, an old face. The reflections change. The mirror remains unchanged. In a similar way, understanding changes. Knowledge increases, knowledge decreases. Opinions mature, mistakes are corrected. The intellect is constantly changing, yet something knows those changes. As I reflected on this over the years, I became less interested in collecting answers. I become more interested in observing. The one who wanted answers. That was a surprising shift because I realized that the desire to know can quietly strengthen the feeling I am the knower. The sages gently challenge even this, not because knowledge is unimportant, knowledge is precious, the intellect is precious, but they are still instruments. A telescope is a wonderful instrument, but the telescope is not the astronomer. Similarly, the intellect is an extraordinary instrument, but is it the one who truly knows? Or is it itself being known? This realization brought me a great sense of humility. The more I learned, the more I appreciated how little I truly knew. And strangely enough, that was not discouraging, it was liberating. For when the need to always be right begins to soften, curiosity becomes possible, inquiry becomes possible, wonder becomes possible. Perhaps wisdom begins not when we know everything. Perhaps wisdom begins when we become willing to question even the one who says, I know. That question became another turning point in my own research. Search. If I am not merely my body, if I am not merely my thoughts, and if I am not merely the intellect that claims to know, then who is observing all of these? That is where our journey now leads. In our next conversation, we shall explore the one who seems to stand quietly behind every experience. The sages call it the witness. Who is watching the body? Who is watching the mind? Who is watching the intellect itself? That is what we shall explore next time. Until then, Corbin and Lauren, do not believe what Papa says. Look for yourself. Ask honestly, who am I? The answer is not hidden in the book. It is hidden in the one who is asking the question. And if questions begin to arise within you, then you know you have already taken the first step on a journey that even few dare to undertake.